cry trying.
I'm
Paul
Paul. I'm
White.
Chad. I'm Paul from Patriot Business Finance Consultants. I'm just trying to get the best financing package arranged for our clients. We will fight for you. 844-742-1776. Call us. Check out our website, www.patriotbfc.com.
That's us. Okay. Financing for businesses, money, equipment leasing, commercial real estate, investment money, better than the bank, difficult credit. I mean, we got you covered with many forms of business financing. We like to focus a lot on equipment leasing because that's easy. So we're going to talk a lot about that. But what we're doing today, special treat. You guys don't even understand what's about to happen to you with information and knowledge, because that's what we're trying to spread also. Get rich, don't cry trying. Really what that means is whatever, you're going to cry, but make it through it. Forget about it. Nick and I become friends, and man, you just got to hear this because I talk about connections, and this is how it happens, man. Him and I became friends. He told me his story, and I was like, that's everything we talked about. We've got a lot in common, become fast friends, and you got to take notes on what this man, what you're going to learn from this man. So, Nick Wilson, my friend, just tell us who you are, brother. Tell us.
Oh, thanks for that introduction, Paul. I appreciate that. So my name is Nick Wilson, and I do a little bit of everything involving liquidations. So it's something, the people that sell on eBay, that sell pallets, auction houses. I am the guy who is buying truckloads of this and I am selling it out all across the country. I also own my own retail store, and that is in Leavittsburg, Ohio. It's called Hometown Discounts. We sell everything from diapers to Depends and everything in between. I also do a lot on e-commerce, so I sell a lot on eBay. I sell a lot on Walmart.com and Amazon, and we also do some live selling on Whatnot. Um, so yeah, I like what you said about connection, like the whole thing of like just how we met. And I try to tell this to a lot of people, but I have no interest in networking. I think connection is much more important. Um, I want to get out of the idea of feeling like I'm selling something to somebody, and I just am genuinely curious of what people do for a living and how they go through this world. And finding those connections have been 1,000 times better than any networking that I've ever done.
Wow on everything you said. Like the way you and I met when we started talking, I was interested. I heard what you did, and I said, tell me about what you do, and you launched into it. And
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much to talk about. I'm just going to throw this one thing out here that hit me hard about what you said. You buy these boxes by the bulk, and you described a lot of other a deal that I was wild. I mean, what you're buying it for, the volume, the market,
Mhm.
and how much the increase is. But you told me about a box you found. I don't know what you spent on it, but it wasn't a lot. And you got an $1,800 thing to sell plus 40 other items.
Yeah,
And
so
they're
that's
not always
going
winners. I know they're not always winners like that.
right.
I know that there's certainly the averages, but that grabbed me so much. Like you buy a box for X and multiply it times probably more than 10.
Yeah. So I guess what you're talking about is they're called Amazon mystery boxes. And if you live in a hole, you might not know what it is, but anyone you talk to, they've always heard about these boxes. And what they are is Amazon will fill these boxes with anything. I'm talking everything from cleaners to shoes to clothes, jewelry, sex toys, anything you can think of are in these boxes. And through my connections, I was able to find a supplier who I buy anywhere from 700 to 10,000 boxes a week. And I sell most of them wholesale to customers all across the country. And they put them in their store, they open them on Whatnot, they sell them on eBay. There's a lot of different ways to use this product, but sometimes we actually open these boxes and Sometimes when we do is we'll open these boxes and we will sort them. We will go through and scan each item. And if they are items that will work in our store, we will price them and put them in our store. If they are over a threshold of around 80 to $100 and more, they sell better online. So we usually tend to put those on eBay because we live in a lower income area, and the customers that come into my store are not going to be able to buy a brand new iPhone or an Apple Watch. So we usually will put those on eBay. And just so happened, we opened the other day. We opened up a box, and there was a Nokia, some sort of camera lens, and it was $1,800. It retailed for 2,500. It actually sold yesterday for $1,700. After taxes and fees, we netted about $1,600. And that box cost me anywhere between $15 to $20. So it was pretty huge margins on that box.
Okay, you just hit. That's why I had to have you on this show. You're my first guest. All
Awesome.
right,
I feel privileged. Thank you.
it's incredible. There's the law of averages. And everybody listening to this, there's the law of averages. But
Yes.
the even if it's half of that,
Yeah.
that still multiplied his investment by I think 750 times.
Easily. And I got to preface this, I am a wholesale buyer, so I am not buying one or two boxes at a time. That is extremely risky, and the chances of you hitting these home runs are low. I talk to my customers who buy these individual boxes. You could buy them anywhere from $40 to $60 a box. But I always tell them, you're going to go into a gas station and buy a lottery ticket. You can win big on it, or you can absolutely walk away with zero. But I guarantee you on these boxes, you are going to get something. Is it something you're going to use? Is it good? Is there a lot of money? I don't know. I can't do that. But at least it's a better odds than a lottery ticket because you're going to walk away with something. Um, I I think of this as gambling. If you are going to buy these boxes thinking you're going to get rich, you are not. Now, if you are going to buy these on a very large scale, like a truckload, there is the potential to make some money that way because of the law of the average. But these are mostly just for fun. People love it. I open probably 40, 50 boxes a day by myself. I'm a little crackhead when it comes to them. And my sister, who is my manager, she will attest to that, that I am obsessed with opening these boxes. But unless you're doing on large volume or large quantities of these boxes, they are not a get rich quick scheme. It's just not.
I'm so happy that you said it exactly that way, and that was leading into a bunch of other questions I got for you. Uh, so what we're talking about, my questions to you that I want everybody here to know is how do you scale to your level? Because yeah, we don't want to talk about we're get rich, don't cry trying. We're not do a hobby and hope and pray.
Yep.
So like your volume, your level, a few questions, I'll string them together. Two, and if you don't mind us asking you this one, okay, how did you scale and what kind of money did it take, or did you leverage things to do something like what you're doing? Did it take a bunch of money, or were you creatively financing and structuring arrangements and agreements? I don't even know the answer to this question. I never asked you this, but how did you build this? Was it a lot of money, or did you piece it together? Relationship, trust.
It's a little bit longer of a question, and I think I have to go back a little bit to answer it fully. I got my degree in psychology and went and started working at children's services. I was one of the first people in the door as a detective, and after about a year and a half, I was losing my mind. I could not do this job anymore. Somebody has to do it, but I knew it wasn't for me. I had a couple friends that were selling pallets at the time. This was around a little 2019. They were buying pallets and flipping them on Facebook Marketplace. And I saw it and I talked to them and I was interested because I've always sold on eBay. I've always been a bit of a hustler, but this definitely scratched my itch. And I got in with a buddy of mine who owned a bin store, and they were buying truckloads of Target, and they would bring one truckload in and put it in their bins and make their profit off of it. However, we had a little division that was trying to sell another truckload to another customer across the country, because if they were to buy that truckload, we just bought two trucks and they dropped our price. So if we could sell one of those truckloads, that other truckload that was coming into our facility was almost half the price. So we just kept cold calling. I cold called from 9 a.m. and I was working all the way until 1 o'clock in the morning, just trying to find customers that could potentially buy a truckload of liquidated merchandise to sell. And I sold my first truckload after about 2.5 weeks, and I profited about 500 commission off that truckload. And I just got the bug instantly. I went, holy crap, this is something I could do. And then that same customer the following week said, I need another truckload. And then he told another customer, I found another customer. And by the time like 3 months rolled around, I had about 6 or 7 customers that were buying a truckload every single week. And I was netting around $400 to $500 per truck. So this industry, the liquidation, reverse logistics has always been around, but because of technology, it's completely just changed. It boomed. So COVID happened and everybody had to stay at home. They all lost their job. But some people went and started figuring out, okay, if I can go to Goodwill, if I can go to a bin store and buy this item for $5 and flip it on eBay for 100. They were figuring out a way to feed their family, how to get over the fact that they just lost their job because of COVID. So during this time, this was the boom. This was everybody and their mother were starting bin stores, retail stores, pallet stores, auction houses. And I was on the come up of the person that they needed to buy the product from. So for a good 2 years, we were in such a demand for product that I was able to sell multiple truckloads every day. And
Holy smokes, are you serious?
yeah, and then there was at one point I sold 122 truckloads by myself at an average markup of $500 to $1,000. That was 1 month, my best month ever. I netted over $100,000 in 1 month. And instead of just going crazy thinking I just hit the lottery, I knew the writing on the wall was there. I knew that this is not going to last forever. So I turned that money and went and bought my own store. Because I'm selling to these customers that have a store, they have a pallet store, auction house, and I know the product. So I said, why not me? Why not just go and do exactly what I'm selling to these customers? Instead of going out and buying some crazy car or buying a house, I put all that money into buying and owning a building. It was an old Ace Hardware building. So now I own this outright. And I was able to catch that tail end of the rise of everybody and their mother wanting to get in this space. And now we are starting to see the downward trend. Cost of these truckloads have gone through the roof because everybody wants them. And then you got a lot of these big corporations that are almost turning into the Walmarts of liquidation, where they're so big that they're consuming all the product. So the mom and pop stores they're pretty much kind of going under because they're being swallowed by the large corporations that are now entering this space.
Entering this space, large,
into
what large
into
corporation?
into the space of liquidation, like of where do these products reverse logistics. So the stuff you see at Target, eventually that will go into liquidation if it doesn't sell. So we have like seasonal product, we have stuff that is close to out of date or just it isn't selling well, or they have new packaging. There's lots of reason why this product goes to the secondary market. That's a better way of saying it, the secondary market.
Okay, I got
And
you.
so you have a lot of these big corporations that are seeing this is a multi-billion-dollar industry of reverse logistics, of figuring out where to bring this product to give it a
Wow.
second home.
Okay, wow. Now that's amazing. Now that term, we're gonna hit on that again. Uh, all right, let's do this. Let's do a commercial break to
You
pay
got it.
the bills. Producer, boom. Also, Freeway Rick Ross.
Nice.
Galen sells these books, gemsit.org. Thank you, Galen, for putting us on this show. And we're going to continue until we go to commercial break.
Today's conversation on Industry Talk is being brought to you by our platinum sponsor, Tisha's Signature House Blend Seasonal. When you're preparing yourself something to eat, be sure to season your meats with Tisha's Signature House Blend Seasonal.
It's about that time we decided we were going to do something a little bit different today, add some different elements to what we already do. It's going down there, trying to figure out ways to break the algorithm. Man. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to all our channels, all our different platforms. Boss Talk 101, Boss Talk 101 Prime Time. It's crazy. We got to get it done, though. Boss Talk 101, where the boss is talking.
Are you Patriot Business Finance Consultants? Yeah, I'm Patriot Business Finance Consultants. Why? Everything okay? Are you working with John Smith of Smith's Construction? Well, yeah, I'm working with John Smith of Smith's Construction. I'm trying to arrange the best possible financing for what he's trying to get accomplished. The best deal structure, the best term, and the best rates.
That ain't gonna work for me. I'm getting the deal.
Wait a minute! Even if packages and rates and the deal structure and everything else is better for the customer, you still want the deal?
Deal structure and rates don't matter. And none of that matters.
Getting the customer the better deal doesn't matter to you?
Stop! You can have the deal. Ugh.
Hey man, I saw what happened. Are you all right?
Yeah, thanks for checking on me. I'm Paul.
I'm Chad.
I'm Paul from Patriot Business Finance Consultants. We're just trying to get the best financing package arranged for our clients. We will fight for you. 844-742-1776. Call us. Check out our website, www.patriotbfc.com.
All right. New commercial next week. Lesson of that commercial, do crazy things. I actually made deals off of that commercial. They saw it, they liked it, they related to me, and do crazy dumb stuff. Go for things, go for it. Let me tell us a little plug about Patriot Business Finance Consultants. Money for your business. That takes a lot of forms. Business financing made easy. Equipment financing, commercial real estate financing, cash flow programs, SBA loans. There's a lot of ways to get money for your business. We're consultants. We know all of them. We got connections with lenders. We can put a deal together for you. Difficult credit? Yes, you can be approved. Get you back on track, make the payments. Your solid gold, 24 payments, back on track. So let's get back into Nick's, how he does this stuff. So reverse logistics. If you're listening to this show and you never heard about it before, I heard about it, but I didn't know what it was. I heard the words, just never looked into it. But listen how fascinating this stuff is. Reverse logistics. It's all going somewhere eventually.
Yep.
All going, and Nick's the man who's like, he's in the mix of where it's going.
It also makes me feel a little good to know that a lot of this product would either go into a landfill one day. So I'm giving it a second home, a second chance at life. So I think it's also kind of green.
So a couple things. One thing is, how are you succeeding in this? You said that there's the downturn, less people want to own the stores, but you're still moving trucks everywhere. You just probably found different people to buy trucks. You got people buying trucks actively from you. That's the way to get rich, isn't it? I mean, I'm not calling you rich. I'm just saying that's a way to do really well. And then the more you grow that, just the bigger everything gets.
Yeah, it's so fascinating because you're absolutely right. You can get rich doing this because most of my job is I'm a broker. I do not own this product. I am just the in between, the middleman. And typically, I will sell a truckload for $11,000 that I am using their money to pay for it, and it's 10,000, and I pocket that little difference. But I'm also not just brokering. I am consulting with these customers because if I'm not interested in selling you one truckload. I want you to buy multiple truckloads. If I want to just make $1,000 and move on, then okay. But the real money is getting understanding that these customers are also a part of your business. Without them, I am not a business. So I need their success for me to have success. It's the only way it works.
Wow, you hit on so many things, and that's your connections.
Yep.
And here's just what's coming to my head right now. And I just hope everybody listening can see this, that you can do this stuff. Like he did it at a young age by connections. Think about the numbers. If you're making $1,000, 500, 1,000 or more per truck, how many of those can you do? Can you do 1,000 a year? Because that's 1 million a year. Can you do 2,000? Can you double it, then two, and then four? You probably can because it's just connections. And the way you described, you probably, when you're engaging with potential customers, you're like, hey, I'm here for the long run. I'm here. We're all going to win this. That's your salesmanship. And we've talked about that on this show. You have to be able to sell yourself, sell your product, overcome objections, be creative with financing. That's why I was so excited to have you on this show, because when we became friends, I was like, dude, this guy's like he's like the Frankenstein me and Galen have been talking about. Okay. Everybody else here, you can do this stuff too. Um,
Yeah, I want to touch on that because it's so important. I do not care about selling you a truckload. If I know that you will not succeed at it, I will do everything in my power to tell you not to do it. I only sell what I believe in, and if I know you can turn around and make money. Yes, you're an adult and you some people make these decisions or they just don't know how to sell and that's their problem, but I am only working with people that I think can be successful because it only benefits me. It only just helps. There's no like I have no interest in just making quick cash. Like I truly believe in it because they can make money and the customers that keep coming back are proving, "Hey Nick, I need another truckload." That means they sold theirs, they made money. And at the end of the day, if they're making money, they are coming back. They do not care if I'm friendly with them. They don't care if I know about their kids. All that's great, but if at the end of the day if they're not making money off of my product, they are not coming back.
how do you, as an example, let's tell us how you did this in your business, but everybody listening to this, please apply this to your business. This same angle can will take you to higher levels, I think. How do you get your customers over and over again?
Uh,
Phone calls,
they come,
introductions, approaches. You told
yeah.
me being
So
in the right rooms.
yeah, it's a big one. So it's so much easier now because my name in the liquidation space does carry some weight. I don't want to be cocky and think I'm something special, but there are a lot of people that do know my name, or they'll message someone that, "Hey, is this guy good to work with?" And because they know my name, it carries weight. So if I'm out here selling junk, your name is everything. So as soon as you sell some bullshit truckload where it's you sell it for 20,000 and you really should have sold it for 5,000, you just rip somebody off and eventually it's going to come back to you. You have to do it. You have to do this business with some integrity and some honesty or you just will not sustain yourself. There are sometimes you make some plays that are like, "Ah, I made a little bit extra on this one," but for the most part, if you are honest with your customers, they're going to come back to you. Now, getting your first customer, it's kind of a grind. I said that I was up till 3, 4, 5 a.m. talking to these customers on Facebook Marketplace. I was Googling different stores, like retail stores. I had a big net and I just threw the net over, and any fish that came in, I was talking to them. And I didn't care how big they were or how small they were. I was still just putting in the consistency of working, trying to figure out if this is going to work for them. And the first one that says, let's try it. And you're wiring me ten to $20,000 without ever meeting me in person. That is a very difficult thing to ask someone to do. Like, hey, I know this guy. He's gonna bring me a truckload of product, and I have to wire him $20,000. I don't. I even now, I only buy from people I know. But to go and buy from some random person, that takes a lot of balls on the customer, or it has to put a lot of trust in the person they're talking to. So I have to, one, I have to be knowledgeable about the product. Two, I have to be them and tell them what it will work. And three, I become relatable where I really get to know these people. And a sale might not happen in the first day, but a couple weeks in, I'm still talking to him, calling him, asking him like, hey, I know that you didn't go with me on this truckload, but I heard you got a Walmart in. How did that work for you? And so those three things definitely to get your first customer. And what I find fascinating is the first customer that bought from me, he gave me probably five customers. And those five customers gave me another 10 customers. And it's always been word of
Mm,
mouth because
wow.
there's so many scams when you're working online. Like, oh, I've got a pallet of DeWalt tools. Most likely that's a scam. If it looks too good, it's probably too good. So being able to talk to these people, and then they can tell another customer or somebody else saying, hey, I've worked with him, he's good, that carries so much weight. So that's why when I'm selling a truckload that I don't know, I will be honest and say, you know what, I don't know much about this truckload. Let's pump the brakes and not go into buying this yet. And by doing that, I might have just saved myself five new customers. So not always making a sell is not, it's not always the worst thing. It's sometimes a person on the other line line's like, dang, like he could have made money, but he decided, no, this wasn't right for my business. And I've
Mm,
done that multiple times. Sometimes it hurts because you're like, I could have sold him that truckload. But at the end of the day, I really want my customers to do well. I want people to do well, honestly.
mm. So many questions that I'm thinking of out of that.
I bet.
Uh, you know, this information you're giving out is such a big country. People can do what you've done and it would never hurt you competition wise. There is no competition for you, is there?
Um, there's always that semblance of competition, but we grew up in this society where we believe we're on one ladder, all of us together, climbing to the top, kicking other people off. But I'm telling you,
Oh,
there's so
no.
much more money in cooperation and working with people. I have a customer right down the street, and he's probably about 40 minutes away. He does the exact same thing as me, and we are best friends. We are not just friends, we are best friends. Like we talk almost every other day and we share different deals together. But if I would have had that mindset of me over him, I would have never done so much business with him. And we are really good friends now. Me, him, and his wife.
Well, yeah, that hits a lot of the things we talk about on this show. Cooperation,
Yep.
connection,
Mhm.
networking, talking, asking for things. You got to ask at some point during a sale or a transaction. You have to ask, do you want to do this? Let's do this. And them saying yes or no depends on if they trust you, believe in you, can verify you. And even if this is your first deal and you can't be verified, you can still do it because Nick did it. Nick had a first deal unverified, right? Somebody
Absolutely.
will, and he did that through the grind, the phone calls for 2 weeks, I think I heard you say.
Easily.
I mean,
And it gets it's so interesting because I am still 100% a student. At most of the time I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm in the fake it till I make it stage, but I I don't want to come off as like I know the blueprints because if we're being honest, right now we are in a state in my liquidation world that there's not as many customers anymore. Not many people, a lot of people have either fell off or they just don't see the profit in it. So my customer base has dropped a lot. And on top of it, I've also lost the drive because I was selling multiple truckloads a day, making really good money, but I lost the love of it because I put so much of myself into it that I become drained by it. And I'm now trying to find that spark to get me to, maybe it's another mountain I want to climb, but I've definitely lost the drive. And I'm even having this conversation, it's kind of giving me that like, all right, let's find the next thing. I'm still willing to learn. I want to stay
Yeah.
optimistic in that.
There's a lot of ventures to be had in the future.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that after the bills are paid. But we're leading into some cool territory here.
Cool.
All right. I'm
I'll be
liking
here.
that. So commercial break coming up. Until it comes up, Freeway Rick Ross, books for sale, gemsit.org, Freeway Rick Ross, everything, boxing, entertainment, everything industry talk.
And that's
Jay Shaw,
that's the real freeway Rick Ross.
you know the story. As soon as I told you, you're like, oh, I know. And you knew the details. So, yeah.
That guy's a legend. A legend.
Today's episode of Industry Talk is proudly sponsored by the Butterfly Collection. That's right, the Butterfly Collection is here. Gentle stories, big lessons, bright imagination. Books are available at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Ingram Spark by author Angel Williams. These books are perfect for pre-K programs, kindergarten classrooms, elementary schools, classroom libraries, bedtime reading, and SEL programs. Be sure to get your copy today. Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. Right now, over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime.
All right, we are back. Get rich, don't cry trying. Yeah. We're going to talk about new ventures. I want to touch base on what you said. Everything that you described, somebody could listen to what you described and say, I want to do what he did and do it. That's kind of what I meant by no competition, big country. Your competition is yourself. If you sell, I don't know, if a person could literally broker 10, let's not go crazy, 1,000 truck deals a year, and they made 1,800 off a truck, 1,000 off a truck, 1,500 off a truck, whatever. There's an average. I don't know what the average is. Let's say it's $1,200. Am I high? I'm guessing. Am I high? Would that be an average?
Every single one is different. And I love that you touched on this because what I do is I'm selling big box retailers from like Amazon, Target, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's. You can broker. I've brokered so many weird deals where I brokered a dog toy and there was 100,000 units of dog toy from Chewy. I've brokered deals of just cases of water down to like a bolt. There is so many different things that you can broker, and brokering is just meeting these two people and finding that product and helping transact this deal. So it doesn't have to be in liquidation. There's so many different things that you can broker. And it brings up, like, I think one of the more important thing is how technology has changed this game for me. Because I never would have been able to do any of this without the access to my cell phone. And 20 years ago, you couldn't broker this way. And technology is where the game changer is.
Wow. Okay. Speaking of brokers, Patriot Business Finance Consultants, we're brokers. I can
Yeah.
help you get money for your business. Broker is a term, consultant is another term. We're consultants, which means we're going to lock it down for you under the best way that it can be made. It will be the most beautiful and the prettiest and the best version of financing that you can get. Okay. We do that because, like Nick said earlier, we're looking for a long-term relationship with you over and over again, help you with all your needs. So, equipment financing, any industry, any state, any credit, any equipment, we can help you get equipment for your business. Easy. Uh, Real estate financing, commercial investment property, cash flow programs, call us. Text me 330-501-4554. Set an appointment and let's talk about this. Referral fees. We talked about this 3 episodes ago. Bring me a deal. Text it to me. Call me. Let's talk about it. We'll sign a referral fee agreement, 10% of our profit. We'll pay if you want to bring us deals. We're here to make money too. That's why we do this show. I do the show to get deals. In your business, you should do things to get deals. All right. I also do it to bring people this type of information for you. You could do exactly what Nick did by what he just described for you. You could pick any industry and do that in, broker anything, make money at it. You could go specifically try to do what he's done in liquidations, because that sounds fascinating. Even though it's dwindling, there's still, if you can sell, if you can make a goal to build a company that sells 1,000 truckloads a year and you make $1,000, it's $1 million right there. So can you do 2,000? Can you do whatever? And then you talked about future stuff. I don't know. You got what do you got in mind for your future?
So
Any thoughts on ventures?
yeah, I'm in a a weirder state because I would say that I'm pretty successful at what I've done, but I now sell a truckload, and that same dopamine hit that I used to get no longer is fulfilling me. I cannot fake it anymore. So I know that I am ready to climb my next mountain. And I'm telling you, at the top of this mountain, it's not as pretty as going up the mountain. When you're in the thick of it, just trying to grind, that is the fun. Once you're at the top,
Wow.
it's not as it's still great. And I'm not trying to belittle anyone that's climbing their own mountain, but just enjoy that climb, because once you get there, you're like, all right, next mountain, let's go.
That's a fascinating way to think about it. But you know what? That's what a lot of business owners do. And when I say get rich so you can help yourself, your family, leave money for your three generations down.
Yeah.
Um, give
And,
to your
and
help
you
people
using
out.
that word rich, I have my own definition of it as well, because monetarily rich is nice, but I'm working right now on figuring out how to I call it like a digital freedom. And I can go anywhere in the entire world right now and have internet access and still be able to make money. I was over in Italy probably a month ago, and I sold 3 truckloads while I was there. I was able to make money and still go out and have an espresso in Florence, Italy. That type of freedom, that's being rich to me. Like that is the goal.
Totally. Yeah. Oh, totally.
It's not just
Exactly.
making money for me. It's now about figuring out how I can enjoy the time I have and also still make money.
So happy I had you on this show, dude. I mean, we became fast friends, discovered we had a lot of stuff in common, dirt bikes, business, all this good stuff.
Mhm.
But hearing your story and this, whoever's watching this, take, you can do it in his business, but if you took the same tactics, the same willing to grind, you don't have to grind your whole life. That's what he grinded for hours and 2 weeks, probably
Way
16
more.
hours a day, way more to get your first customer. And then it boom, boom, boom. So you only have to grind for years. You don't have to grind for 30 years or 20 years. That
Well, you
or
also
five,
have to
hopefully.
you also have to learn that once you are grinding to be able to take that step back and go, okay, I there are times when I can slow it down a little bit, but at the beginning, you got to grind. And the biggest thing I want to give something to the listeners, like, because I didn't really talk about how I scaled, and everyone's is going to be a little different. But the one thing that's going to be true to everybody that can take this advice is um, the word courage. And It is scary as hell to I was working for a company selling these truckloads and making 20% commission, making the most money I've ever made. And a lot of things started changing and I took the leap of faith to go, I'm going to start my own company and do this myself. And it took courage. And at the end of it, I know it's a silly word, but that is what you need to do anything in this life is you got to have some courage.
Wow, that's not a silly word. That's the right word, bro.
It's
That's the right word.
absolutely the right word. Yep, it is.
So let's relate that to anybody watching this. People watching this are in the entertainment industry. They're in business. Maybe they want to be in business. That's who we're trying to give this information to. Every single tactic, everything. If you watch this interview a bunch of times and just listen to him, that will apply to any business you want to go to. The grind, the initial grind, the courage, the creativity to come up with financing. Uh,
And here's an example, Paul. Like you asked me to
yeah,
come on this podcast, and I have never done a podcast. And the first inclination I had is, oh, there's some fear coming up. And I'm like, I don't want to talk to somebody. But I've been practicing this. Whenever I start to feel a little bit of fear, I go into what's the opposite of fear? And that is
go
courage.
for it.
And now I was able to have this cool ass conversation with you because I said I am going to have some courage. And it's not always, but if you can just catch that sometimes when you have some fear and you go, no, I'm going to show up with a little bit of courage. So step into courage, and the universe sometimes gives you these doorways that you didn't even know existed. And it all stems from courage.
And there's big ones and there's small ones.
Yes.
Like overcoming the fear to walk up
Mhm.
to somebody at an event that you went to so you could meet people and
Yeah.
network. You're there, you came there for that purpose. I don't think I can go talk to that person. Yes, you can, man.
Yep.
I went, I mean, I met Freeway Rick Ross by driving to Detroit to meet him in person at a speaking event, asked him to associate with him.
Yep.
And, we've done I mean, he's brought me deals before. That's how I got to
And
introduced
and
to
you would
Galen
have
Smith.
you would have never even attempted that if that fear overcome you. Like, so you put yourself in a state of courage and you said, I'm just going to go for it. Go for it.
It wasn't even courage. It was like, let's go do this. This is going to be fun. And
Wow.
then let's translate that to connections. He introduced me to Galen on Industry Talk. Industry
Hmm.
Talk is sponsoring this show. We're going to be going on Rick Ross on Roku TV. Like
Nice.
content is being built up. Galen, I'm only doing this because of connections because went to meet somebody and I believe they would talk with me. You can talk to so many people if you just walk up and be like, hey, matter of fact, I think it's Exxon. My lady was overseas at some event. She's a Ohio State commissioner, and she was over there for the signing of a state partnership from Angola to and Ohio National Guard. Okay, who is this guy? Oh, yeah, the CEO of Exxon in Africa. She met him like at the event. So there's connections. The courage to make connections will take you overseas. It'll take you to you. Just go up and ask somebody, talk to them,
Yeah.
and go for it.
And you have you have a carefree attitude and a bubbly personality. So it might not seem like courage to you, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that are being held back because of that
Oh,
fear.
that's what I'm driving. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yes. I'm encouraging people not. Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying. I don't. I'm just willing to do it. Like that
that's
wasn't
awesome.
scary to me. It's just a person. But like jumping out to take a risk,
Hmm.
quit a high paying job and go do it the same industry. Now you're their competition. They're not going to hire you back. There's no
No,
failure at that point. Okay. So yeah,
I
let me
mean, you
recap
don't.
this. Oh, go
Oh, go
ahead.
ahead.
No,
I
you
was
hit
just
me. I
gonna
want to
I
hear
was just gonna say that I mean a lot of things that like the reason I'm successful, a lot of it is because I'm looking at patterns all the time. I'm just to understand is to perceive patterns. So like, you can't just jump into have faith and jump into some crazy business. You really You gotta think it through, really dig deep, and then you take that courage. You don't just say, I'm gonna
Yeah.
tomorrow go and I'm gonna take out a $10,000 loan to do this. No, go in there with a plan, like really focus, and then the courage comes in. But you got to
Yeah.
do the work still too, because you have to know what you're talking about. You have to really learn this stuff, and the tools are out there. You can learn anything you want with you have the access to the internet right there. Anything you want to learn is right there. No excuses.
On your cell phone
Yep,
for free, not
for
free
free.
for $100 a month or whatever, $80 a month. It's
Pretty
free.
much free. You can go to the library. I don't care the information is there. You just have to change your patterns. And instead of scrolling on TikTok, you go to the library and you read about that subject that you think you're passionate about. And then the courage comes in. But you have to still know, you have to go dive deep into whatever you think you want to do.
You got to be an expert.
You got
And
to put the
anything that you
10,000
do.
hours in.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
really do.
All right. All right. Let's do a commercial break. And then I want to recap everything you've told me.
Sounds good.
Hey, what it do, world? It's your boy, Comedian JB, the real J Braswell, Comedian J Braswell. Hey, dig this. I got a website, man. Tap in at jbcomedy.com.
Need a host, feature, headliner, or motivational speaker who delivers every time? Book comedian Jarrell Braswell, bringing high energy comedy and unforgettable performances to every stage he touches. Catch him while you can. Visit jbcomedy.com and secure your date today. Calendar is filling fast. Book Jarrell Braswell now.
Come on, y'all, and come up. Blooded. They call me JB Comedy.
Coming to the stage, Comedian JB.
Man, I tried they older women, them cougars, they fucking it up. They doing what young women doing, cougars popping, mollies, they get BBLs, all that shit. One cougar I was fucking with had a BBL, she was shaped like a silverback gorilla. For real. Had another one I was fucking with, that bitch was shaped like Shamar.
All right. We're back. All right. Recap on this, man. And get rich, don't cry trying. This is about making money. Don't feel bad about making money. You can do good things with the money, and you're going to be sad without it. So, so let me recap. Nick started working at a company with his friend, learned it, started making a bunch of money selling it, knew he was getting 25% of the cut or 20% of the cut. Then he said, I can do this. He did it. He learned it, became an expert at it, recognized it. Then he had to dig into it and make, I'm going to say, I don't know, 40,000 phone calls. I don't know how many you've made, but I don't think I'm far away. I don't think at this point, after this many years in it, I don't think I'm far away.
Nope.
So did all that grind with the phone calls. And people, you can apply this to any business. A broker, he's a liquidation broker into reverse logistics. You can be a finance broker. That's what I am. I can help you get money. Remember, 330-501-4554. Text me. Reverse logistics broker. You can broker dirt, landscaping. You can anything that you see that's being sold has been brokered. The food at the grocery store has been brokered. The milk, everything at Walmart, everything everywhere has been brokered. So you can be a broker in any subject. He did that, spent the time, built the business up to where he was selling trucks per day, not just one per week. There'll be a point where you're at one per week if you do his exact model, and you can do his exact model. He's giving you the game right there. Google, it's in your phone. You can find out how to do this stuff. Where to buy from, you know what I mean? Finding buyers. it's a whole thing, but you've got to know the product like he did, get into it, be an expert, become an expert in 3 months. You can do that. It is possible. You can become really good in 3 months, and you can be an expert in a year. Okay. You can move quick, and then imagine 3 years. So Nick did this, made money, was able to go to Italy for 30 days last month, do what he wanted to do for 30 days, takes care of his family, does things, puts things together. This can be applied to any single business. So he did that, and now he's at a stage where something, whatever comes into his mind, is going to go forward and happen because he puts in the tenacity, the work, the study, and the effort to make the phone calls, to make the connections. Connections. You guys have been connected with Industry Talk. That's why I'm connected with you now. I want to be connected with you. Let's do some business together. Financing, boom. But we made a connection. Your connections are my connections. My connections belong to you. I'll share them with you. That's what this is all about. So everything I just said right there, that's taken Nick to a point where now he can find the next best venture. That'd be pretty good, pretty comfortable, exciting life to be able to move on to the next. So people watching this show, if you're business owners, you already know this. You're doing it. You're living the life. Okay. If you're not a business owner and you want to be a business owner, we provide things like, I mean, I need a regular guest, Nick. You, all right. But people like this who you can learn from. So apply what he's done for what you're doing right now. If there's questions, put them in the comments. Nick, what else do you want to tell us? Tell us anything, because I know it's going to be good.
Mm. Well, I first wanted to say thank you for letting me on here. This is a lot of fun. I think this could blow up to something really special because just even if one person hears this, it could really change their life. Of like, you can't just copy and paste what people are doing, but you can absolutely take pieces everywhere and apply it to your own life. I'm not saying anyone's going to be able to do what I did because my journey is my own and everything kind of changes, but the information is out there. And the new thing that I'm doing right now is using technology to my advantage. And we all have our own opinions of AI, and we could talk for hours about the dangers and horrors of it. But I'm using AI now to help give me more freedom to make money while I don't have to be doing it. And you either go with it or it's coming either way. So I definitely recommend to just get familiar with AI and different softwares, and because it's here to stay.
Hmm. All tools that you can use, and other tools that you use, which are really striking me as I look through my notes. You said you're up till early, all hours of the day and night, talking to people, getting customers from creative places like Facebook Marketplace,
Yep.
everywhere. Where
And
else?
it's changing. It used to be Facebook, and here's the thing: I don't do it as much anymore. This was the beginning grind. I kind of have a core group of people, and like I said, I'm a little. I've already done it. I'm not sitting up till 3 4 a.m. finding customers, but I
No.
did. But now these new platforms, instead of being afraid of like, oh, you're only on Facebook. No, a new site just popped up. You got TikTok. It's the number one app in the entire world. It might be horrible, but there is lots and lots of people that want this information or are doing something similar. You just have to find those new spaces. You've got online shopping markets like Whatnot, where there are people that are sitting in the garage that they're going to the Goodwill, buying these clothes for a penny and selling them for $5 to $10, having a giant program with hundreds and thousands of people in your channel, and you just have to have the confidence to go into these new places and just go, I'm going to try it. Oh, Instagram, let's try that out. You got to just throw a bunch of shit at the wall and see what sticks, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's wild right there. Okay, like used to be, what was it called? Home Shopping Network, right? On
Yep.
late at night TV. That's it. Only on late at night.
Yep.
Now, with what we got going on here today, you're on Whatnot. There's individual people basically putting on their own home shopping network in their garage.
That is 100% what is happening, and it's becoming a community. Instead of you scrolling TikTok, you jump onto Whatnot, and they'll say, "Hey, Betty, how are you doing?" And they'll talk to you. It's a community. It's entertainment. And then if I was to drop my affiliate link, and there's 20 people that just signed up for Whatnot, I just made an extra $20 per person signing up. So there's so many ways out there that you can do it.
Hmm.
But be careful with Whatnot because there is a lot. People spend a lot of money on there. You think getting drunk on and buying from Amazon is bad? Wait till you get on Whatnot. It is dangerous. Bid responsibly.
And it's safe to buy because they're
Yeah.
verified. Like when you're buying, it's like a professional site.
Yep. And you can leave a review after you get the product, and you can go into these channels that have 2 stars, and you can leave their channel and go to the next one. Somebody that you are interested in. They sell everything from shoes to Pokemon cards to general merchandise, everything. So whatever, like this is a plug for Whatnot, but I think online shopping is the future. It hasn't completely hit the US like it has in other markets like China and Japan, but online shopping is 100% coming.
Hmm. Well, it's already here. That's why.
It's not here. It's only a taste of it is
No.
here. I'm talking, it is nothing compared to China and Japan. It's just not even close. And now we have YouTube rolling out their own live platform as well. We don't know which platform is going to be the winner, but I like to jump on all of them and ride that wave up. So if you're just starting right now and you get on Whatnot, it's already been established for a couple years. But if let's say a new site comes up, I think there's something called Depop. There's a couple other ones, but there's not a lot of following. But if you're at the beginning and they start to grow, you get to have that momentum with you. So tapping
Oh,
into these new, you have to keep your finger on the pulse and figure out and take those risks of like, oh, I'm going to jump on TikTok or whatever the site may be. But you just got to take those like little risks, like these new things that pop up. Get creative, get curious.
that's really good advice.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the first I don't know, there was at one point, there was the first 10 people only or 100 people only who were on Facebook.
Yep.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting. We've talked about a lot of good things here, man. I
Yeah.
mean,
We've only scratched the surface too.
I know. I know. Get rich, don't cry trying. You're gonna feel sad, maybe. You might be without money for a little while. We all
Mhm.
have been there. But if you're working a regular job, you're gonna be without money anyways. So just try hard.
Yep.
And if you keep on trying the right way with good information, copy and paste and whatnot, whatever, like he said, you can't be a twin, but there's chunks of everything that they do that are the basics.
Yep.
And then you wrap yourself around the other 30% of it. And
Right.
man, you can do this. You can make money. That's what we're all trying to do. That's what he does every single day. Nick didn't have to come on this. He's not looking for like exposure like this. He just provided this incredible information because I was, when he told me what he did, I asked and he told me, and I was like, and there's so much more that we just don't got time to talk about, like deeper, detailed things of what was it? What were you talking about? They donate. Yeah, donations, buying cheaper because it's a donation. There's so much into this stuff.
Whole other world. We'd need 3 hours to discuss that. And I
Yeah.
mean, another thing we didn't bring up on is that with that connection is like I have a family who runs my store, and having those people in your life that you can depend on, Man, starting a business by yourself is next to impossible. But if you have some people in your corner that are rooting for you, I mean, I think I owe a lot of that success to my family who is supporting me and they want to see me win and they get to come up with me. So this isn't alone. It's all goes back to that connection. It's all about connections.
Yeah. Connections, people you trust, family, doing good things with the money. Rich
So,
rich is not just $1 billion in cash, Walter White style sitting in your living room. That's not rich.
no.
Rich is freedom of time, less stress, ability to give and help some people out. Makes you feel good to help some people, help some people. You know what I'm saying? Plus, provide for future generations. Get rich. Let's do this. Let's get wealthy, rich. You know what I'm saying. Anything else you want to say before we end this show?
No, I think we have a lot more to talk about, but I think this was just a little taste, and I think it was nice. It was good.
Yeah, we're gonna do this again, right?
I'm about it.
All right,
Let's
you're
do it.
about it. I know. I'm about it. Let's do this. All right.
Let's
All
get
right.
rich.
Let's get rich. Yep. All right. Contact me for business financing. I'm here for that too. And I can help you. I'm here to do it the right way, get you approved, lowest cost of money. Don't pay cash. The bank is not going to tell you there's less expensive money down the road. They want you there. The finance guy at the equipment dealership, he makes money by increasing your rate. I mean, he gets you approved 7, 8, 9%. You're getting approved for 10.5, 11.5, 12% because he makes money on the spread. We don't make money on the spread. We charge points. So for equipment financing, real estate financing, 330-501-4554. Thank you for watching the show back on Tuesday. As Galen says, let me copy Galen. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, stay dangerous.
I'm Paul.
I'm Chad.
I'm Paul from Patriot Business Finance Consultants. I'm just trying to get the best financing package arranged for our clients. We will fight for you. 844-742-1776. Call us. Check out our website, www.patriotbfc.com.
No, this is not a dream. You're in the world of Inside Speaks. We're inspiring you to find happiness in your world. Guess what? We outside with it. We like to hammock camp, bike, as well as ruck. That's right. I'm an Army veteran. I served 2 tours, man, with some great individuals, man. We had our ups, we had our downs, just like you go through in life. But I tell you what, I'm going to share some of them stories with you on this channel.